Imagine, just for a moment, that your life is not a straight line. Imagine it's more like a tree, with thousands of branches spreading in every direction. Every decision you make, every thought you repeat, every emotion you hold is like stepping onto one of those branches. One branch leads to more of the same, familiar struggles, familiar patterns. Another branch takes you toward abundance, another toward love, another toward a completely different version of yourself that you may not even recognize yet. This idea isn't just philosophy. It isn't just mysticism. A century ago, Nikola Tesla, the genius inventor who gave us alternating current, wireless communication, even the foundation of modern power systems, spoke of an invisible medium he called the ether. He believed it was real, surrounding us, connecting us, and carrying within it endless information and energy. And today, Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks of something remarkably similar. He calls it the quantum field, a field of infinite possibilities, where every version of reality already exists. Now, pause with me. If both Tesla and Joe are right, then the life you desire, the one you daydream about in quiet moments, isn't something you need to struggle toward or beg for. Already exists, somewhere in that field, waiting. The only question is, are you tuning into that lifeline, or are you stuck replaying the old one? Tesla once said, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." Think about that. It was warning us that the deepest secrets of life are not in what we can see or touch, but in what we cannot. The non-physical, the unseen, the energy behind the matter. Tesla wasn't just a man of machines. Behind his coils, towers, and lightning experiments was a mystic's mind. He described the ether as a living ocean of energy. He insisted it wasn't empty space. It was full, bursting with vibrations, currents, and patterns beyond our senses. Science at the time mocked him, but Tesla stood by it until the end. To him, the ether was not fantasy. It was fact. Fast forward a century, and Joe Dispenza picks up the same thread with different words. He says, "The quantum field responds not to what we want, but to who we are being." That's a profound statement. It means your desires alone aren't enough. You can want health, success, love, or peace all day long, but the field doesn't respond to want. It responds to alignment. So what does alignment mean? It means when your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy match the life you desire, you shift into the lifeline where that reality already exists. Think of it like a radio. All the stations exist at once. Jazz, rock, classical, static. When you turn the dial, you don't create the station. You simply find it, tune into it, lock onto it. Life works the same way. Your thoughts are the frequency. Your emotions are the amplifier. And your lived experience, the events, the so-called coincidences, the people you meet are the station you've tuned into. Tesla wanted to give the world free energy. At his Wardenclyffe Tower, he dreamed of sending wireless power across the globe. Imagine it. No wires, no bills, no gatekeepers, just infinite power, freely available to everyone. History books tell us it was about electricity. But what if it was also symbolic? What if it reflected a spiritual truth, that abundance itself is free, already here, already in the field, already ours? The problem, just like the companies and governments who shut Tesla down to protect their profits, we each carry inner gatekeepers. Fear, doubt, limiting beliefs. We tune ourselves to scarcity without even realizing it. The result is the same. We walk lifelines of lack, even while infinite abundance is all around us. Joe teaches this with science. He explains that your brain is constantly firing patterns, and your body is addicted to the emotions of the past. Every time you think the same thought and feel the same feeling, you're reinforcing the same neural circuits. You're broadcasting the same frequency into the field. And so the field gives you back the same lifeline. Let me give you an example. Imagine you wake up and the first thought is, "I'm tired, I'm stressed, today's going to be hard." That thought sends out a signal. Your body responds with familiar emotions, frustration, anxiety, heaviness. And now your entire state is tuned to the lifeline of more of the same. On that branch, you're likely to meet the same obstacles, feel the same triggers, end the day the same way. Not because fate cursed you, but because you unknowingly tuned yourself to that frequency. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up, And before anything else, you sit quietly. You decide to think a new thought. Today, something unexpected and beautiful is waiting for me. You breathe and feel gratitude, even if nothing happened yet. That feeling amplifies the signal. And suddenly, you're tuned to a different lifeline. You notice different opportunities. You attract different people. You step onto a different branch of the tree. This is what Tesla glimpsed when he spoke of the ether. And this is what Joe proves with neuroscience. Every choice, every emotion, every belief is not just personal psychology. It is a cosmic dial shifting you from one lifeline to another. Tesla often spoke of visions. He once said, "Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, harnessing of human nature to human needs." He wasn't speaking metaphorically. He would literally see machines in his mind fully formed, down to the last bolt. He tested them in imagination before ever building them. What was he really doing? He was stepping into the lifeline where those machines already existed. He was rehearsing reality. Joe teaches the same practice today and calls it mental rehearsal. He explains that when you imagine a future event vividly enough, your brain and body respond as if it's happening now. Neurons fire in new sequences, chemistry changes, the body begins living in the future instead of the past. And because the quantum field responds to who we are being, reality begins to reorganize around that new state. Let that sink in. Tesla saw machines. Joe sees healing, transformation, possibility, and you. What do you see? What blueprint are you holding in your mind right now? Because whether you realize it or not, whatever you consistently hold, the field reflects. Joe puts it this way. You can't create a new future while holding on to the emotions of the past. Why? Because the past has its own frequency, its own lifeline. If you're living in anger, resentment, or fear, you are tuning into a branch of reality where more anger, more resentment, and more fear exist. But the moment you choose gratitude, joy, or love, not as a concept, but as a lived emotion, you tune into the lifeline where those futures already exist. The field doesn't need convincing. It simply mirrors your state. Tesla knew this too, though he spoke differently. He said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That line is quoted endlessly but rarely understood. He was telling us that everything thoughts, emotions, matter, possibilities, is vibration. And by changing our vibration, we change which part of the universe we access. So think about your own life again. How many times have you replayed the same story? How many times have you told yourself, this is just who I am. This is just my luck. This is just my life. And in repeating that, you kept tuning to the same lifeline. But here's the radical truth. You are not stuck. You're standing in infinity. In this very moment, countless branches stretch out before you. The field doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care what mistakes you made. It doesn't care how many times you've failed. It only cares about who you are being right now. So if you want to walk a new lifeline, you don't wait for the world to change. You don't wait for luck to strike. You begin now. With one thought, with one feeling, with one choice to tune differently. Tesla gave us the map, the ether, the unseen ocean of energy. Joe gives us the compass, the way our thoughts and emotions navigate that ocean. And together, they whisper a truth across time. You are not limited to one path. Every moment you are choosing. So tonight, ask yourself, which lifeline am I tuning into? Which branch of infinity will I walk tomorrow? Will I keep replaying the familiar past, or will I tune into a future that already exists, waiting for me to step in? Tesla named it the ether. Joe mapped it as the quantum field. Both are saying the same thing. The field responds to you. The field bends to you. And it is waiting for you to decide which lifeline you will walk next.